Welcome back to Letterman Rowe's Buck IQ. I am Austin Ward, joined by Evan Spencer, and for the first time, we're going to try something a little new. We're going to go back in time, a little throwback Buck IQ, to talk about a play that actually includes the guy that's with us. That's Evan Spencer. A pretty memorable game, Evan. I know that you've probably watched these plays a bunch. I'm just curious, how much do you watch what happened in that Sugar Bowl?
Honestly, I wouldn't say that I seek out going to watch it. But case in point, I'll give you an example. I had the opportunity to speak at Columbus Startup Week this past year, and I was out there trying to put on a good face and to show what I could do from a business intellectual standpoint. And then we ended the segment with the moderator putting on. He said, "I think there's a clip that you might remember up on the screen behind you." And sure enough, turn around and it's the play. So I'd say situations like that, kind of promote me to see it.
Well, two of the most famous plays in Ohio State history, they both include Evan Spencer from that Sugar Bowl against Alabama. So we need to know exactly what was going through his mind, some of the details for those plays, and we're going to do that right now.
Let's do it.
To Jones, hands it Marshall, and it's reverse. Ball is given to Spencer, who throws left corner of the end zone. Caught to Michael Thomas. The official signal touchdown. Evan Spencer with a touchdown pass to Michael Thomas. Evan Spencer with his first pass attempt in his career. And Ohio State gets 6 points thanks to some trickery. They trail 21-19.
All right, so Evan, most of the first half did not really go the way I think you all wanted, but you've got a chance here. Ohio State is looking to chip away right before going in the locker room and dialed up something a little bit fancy.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking, and what's the key here to set up this really unforgettable throw for you?
Yeah, I mean, and first things first, let's just remember how the game started. We were moving the ball on offense beautifully.
Right.
Zeke had a couple of big runs. We were, executing like we needed to, but once we got inside that 20-yard barrier and we were in the red zone, we just had a couple bad possessions. So right now it's all about getting a spark, right? So, we're about to go into halftime. We need a spark and we need a big play. It's a play that we've run earlier in the season, and now it's time to go, actually execute on it. So, from the get-go, Jalen motions into the backfield. It's a good exchange from Cardell, and we worked really hard on this dead pitch, being able to not hand this ball off, but dead pitch to keep eyes flowing this way.
First catch for the receiver.
Exactly. So my first thought is, Evan, please catch this football. And after that, it just boils back down to execution. I see that the edge is sealed here by 96 for Alabama, so running probably is not on the table. I got so much flack from Mike earlier in the season not throwing it that at this point it's got to be high and hard. I had already got some reps, live reps when we played Michigan State, and then obviously throughout bowl season at running this play. So I was excited about it, and we got a chance to run it. So I wasn't gonna throw away my opportunity this time.
You did throw it away, and then Mike Thomas made the most of it. So you go back here. We'll roll it back. When you get this pitch, now you're wearing your wide receiver's gloves, so you're able to make your play, but then you also have to throw it with the gloves on, and it came out to be a pretty nice little spiral.
Oh yeah, well I always made jokes about how I called myself Teddy Bridgewater back in the day. So I love throwing with gloves, and the ones that I had on, I could get some real spin on it. So after that, it was just about making sure that I set up, square my shoulders, and again, if there's one person that's going to get it, it's got to be Mike. So high and hard, and if he can make a play, let's do it. So then I peeked around Cardell, and he got his foot in, and then my best celebration of my career ensued.
When the ball, so there we go here. There's number 6 going wild. He's pumped up. It's a game-changing play.
Screaming my head off, of course.
Did you think when the ball came out that it was in a spot where Mike was going to come down with it? We've seen a lot, or you've probably seen a lot in those practices, the wow plays he made, and getting this foot down was difficult, crazy, insane. Did you think that it was going to be a touchdown when you let it go?
Well, when I let it go, I was like, one, it's a spiral, thank God. Two, my thought process was just high and hard. Throw it high and hard. If it goes out of the back of the end zone, so be it. It's 2nd and 10. We can figure out a way to try to get this first down and or score on the next play, and we do what we got to do. But as it kind of started to fly, I was like, man, it's in a good spot for him to make a play on it, and then it's just about seeing what he can do to get his foot down. And once it happened, it was time to party.
Yeah, and then that celebration goes there with 6 going wild, everybody on the sideline. But it would not be the last time that 6 produced something pretty magical for Ohio State.
Jones resets in the shotgun, gets the snap, hands it to Elliott, who goes sweeping to the left side, gets to the 20, loose to the 30, to the 40, down the left side to the 50 goes Elliott. He's going to take it to the house. 30, 20, 10, touchdown is Ezekiel Elliott, 85 yards.
Different situation. Now Ohio State's leading here in the fourth quarter, Evan. So take us through kind of the mindset of this play.
Right. So again, this is situational football, right? It's 3:30, but call it 4-minute offense, and the goal of 4-minute offense is to hold the ball, move it down the field methodically, but more importantly, to run this clock down. So once you give them the ball back, they don't have much to work with. So in our thinking, we're thinking 1st and 10. All right, cool. Now let's get 4 to 5 and bust a big one if we can. So in my head, I know that I have 11. I'm supposed to crack him. Cardell got a little too happy-go-lucky and a little excited and forgot to motion me. But in hindsight, it ended up working for the better. But in doing so, you can obviously see the linebackers here. His eyes are on Zeke 24/7. And had I motioned, that might not have been the case. But as you go, you can see that his eyes still haven't left him. So in my mind, I got a clean shot. And in my thinking too, I saw, geez, Zeke hasn't hit it yet. So I might have a good opportunity to clean him up and see what we can make. So I again hit him as hard as I could and affected 2 dudes. And before I knew it, I heard a roar, looked up, and started chasing.
You referenced Cardale not sending you in motion. It almost looks at the way you fire off like. I mean, were you feeling panic there? It almost looks like it's the way you attack.
If I wish that we could zoom in on my eyeballs, because I'm like, oh, no way, I didn't get motion. So now I'm freaking out, and I put my foot in the ground, and I got to get there in a hurry. And you can see that as my first couple steps are, I got to get there. Wait, Zeke hasn't hit it. I got an opportunity to still make this play happen, and hit one that affected 2, and the rest is history.
When you compare this up, and I don't know if it's a fair question or not, Evan, but you had the touchdown throw that was so pivotal at the end of the first half. You spring Zeke for this one that clinches it in the second. Do you have one that's more memorable to you? I mean, they're both incredible plays in Ohio State history, but which one do you have a favorite between the two?
Yeah, I mean, the whole game honestly felt like a dream to me. It was amazing, and the first play really gave us a great spark in terms of throwing the touchdown pass. But this one meant a lot to me from the standpoint of being able to affect the play when we needed it most. Again, situational football. What needs to happen? We got to put points on the board, or in the least, run this down as low as we can. So, from an action of mine, being able to affect Zeke and being able to spring him loose, getting a great block on my intended target, but then affecting the next guy. This is my favorite play, of all of them, because it was the nail in the coffin. After this, we imposed our will onto them, and we were going to show them from play one to play end that we were going to kick their ass. And that's just a perfect illustration of that fact.
It's still one too, Evan, that Urban Meyer will talk about. Zach Smith in Zone 6 will talk about why wide receivers are so important for blocking in that ground game. Here's what happened. It wound up leading to a college football playoff victory and eventually a national championship because you were doing your job, not catching touchdowns, but throwing them and then springing one for a rushing touchdown here for Zeke. Unforgettable plays in Ohio State history. It's awesome to have Evan Spencer here providing that breakdown. Probably reliving some memories again with us here.
Absolutely.
A little bit of a flashback Buck IQ. He'll have some breakdown of current players, of course, with us all year round, but wanted to get in here and relive some memories with him. So Evan,
for sure,
thanks for joining us again for Buck IQ. He's Evan Spencer, Ohio State Letterman. I'm Austin Ward. I will see you next time at Letterman Row.
Take care.